everyone, my name is Katy and you're watching my channel Superconsole, where today I'm joined by my little pal Freddie, who since it's Easter, we thought we'd sit together and count through my top gaming Easter eggs. So let's start, shall we?
Nintendo games are always full of cool Easter eggs, and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is no different. From sharks in Lake Hylia to gossip stones turning into rockets and just blasting off. There's loads of really cool things in the game, but there's probably a few that you might have missed as well. While everybody knows about the pictures of Mario, Bowser, Luigi and Peach in Hyrule Castle, not everybody knows about these ones. You can actually spot a Mario lookalike nearby Hyrule Castle. Now this isn't Mario, this is actually Talon, for any of the Zelda nerds out there, like me. But so Talon's the guy who runs the Lon Ranch with his brother Ingo, he's the one that looks like Luigi, and his daughter Malon. Another nice little Zelda tip of the hat towards a portly plumber is that you can actually see in Majora's Mask, Mario's mask on the backpack of the Happy Mask Salesman. You know, that really creepy guy.
Who do you prefer? Zelda or Mario?
So a nice little reoccurring Nintendo Easter egg is Toccata's song. So Toccata's song is a sweet little 19-note melody that's hidden in every game which sound designer Kazumi Toccata has worked on. At least we think it is. They're pretty well hidden at some points. You can find Toccata's song in Smash Bros, Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin 2, Link's Awakening and even Mario Paint, but one of the sweetest versions of it is in Animal Crossing City Folk on Wii, where bus driver Cap'n will whistle a little number of tunes if you leave the text up on the screen for long enough, but if you hold out even longer, eventually he'll whistle Toccata's song, which is really sweet. From sweet little tunes, now some more sinister Easter eggs. It's getting real. So, as things go, Bit.Trip Runner 2 is a pretty happy game. You run along, there's some nice music playing, but wait, one of the levels actually hides a bit of a sinister undertone. So if you look closely in the scenery of the level, bushwhacky, a certain little visitor pops up in the background. It's Slenderman. Yeah. Okay, you think, oh right, no big deal, he's just lurking there, he's just chilling out, no harm done. But if you collect every piece of gold and wait in the cannon at the end and just don't blast off, the screen will start to go fuzzy. And then somebody will come to get you. Seriously, it's not very nice. It's quite... I was scared. Right at the beginning of The Witcher 2, during the prologue scene where you assault the castle, if you run to the iron gates and then turn right, you will spot a dead body near a haystack. Okay, cool, lovely. What's special about that? Well, if you look closely, you'll notice that he's wearing a bit of a weird outfit. He's wearing a bit of a white garment, and it's old hair. It's old hair from Assassin's Creed, and it's basically a little joke from CD Projekt Red showing what would happen if Altair jumped from the top of a building and missed a haystack, and it didn't go well. Even when you're playing the game, Geralt will turn around, look at the body and say, they never learn. So when chatting to my friends about their favourite gaming Easter eggs, Pokemon came up a few times, and my friend Beth, who you might remember from the 5 Nights at Freddy's free video, she was telling me about this one where you could find Mew under a truck in Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow. But this is not an Easter egg, I'm afraid, Beth, because it's not true. It's near the SS Anne, and there's this truck, and it was said that if you strapped to move the truck out of the way, then you could find Mew, but it's not true. So that's not an Easter egg. So there's been a couple of cool Easter eggs in Pokemon games, like Youngster Ben and his reoccurring I like shorts. They're comfy to wear. Like, little quote that was repeated in most games. And then there's that kind of creepy ghost that comes out the lift in Lemur City in Pokemon X and Y. But they're not the ultimate Pokemon Easter egg. One of my personal favourites I discovered, not through playing it but from seeing other people play, is one in the N64 game Hey You Pikachu. It's that game which uses voice recognition software, which doesn't really work, to try and coerce this wild Pikachu into friendship. Now, there's a lot of things you can say that piss Pikachu off. I hate you doesn't work. Like, he gets pretty upset if you say that, and he won't be your friend. But one of the funniest things I've seen someone try is if you say the word PlayStation to Pikachu, he absolutely flips out. He like goes mental, which I think is quite funny. It's a sweet little Pokemon Easter egg. Did you see it, Zach? An Easter egg in the coffee. Well, not exactly, but there's so many cool secrets in Deadly Premonition. Like, did you know there's a character for every single letter of the alphabet? Test me if you don't believe me. The license plates on the cars are also really cool, but very spoilerific. Like, the main antagonist in the series actually has a license plate which reads, "He's the one," just in case you hadn't noticed. If you also look closely at the map of Greenvale, you'll notice that it's in the shape of Cason's dog Willy, and while it could be argued that the game is one whole Twin Peaks Easter egg, my favourite nod to the series is probably the poster of poor old Laura Palmer in Anna's bedroom, which is a little bit creepy if you think about it.
Thank you very much all for watching. If I've missed any of your favourite Easter eggs, then let me know. And it's going to be goodbye from me, and see you later from Freddie. So thanks again, and don't forget to subscribe and give a little like for this chap here. See you later. Bye.